morning. I'm out here at the garden, and I have a lot of weeding to do today. With all this rain, everything has just been growing like crazy. But look at this. I'm going to be having some broccoli this week. Broccoli is growing nicely, even with these white flies that have been trying to eat up my plant. You see the yellow leaves under there, but I'm going to put something down that hopefully will treat them. My dahlias have finally bloomed, and looks like the mint has this purple flower. I've never seen that before, so that's really cool. And my lettuce is still growing. My Swiss chard is growing. My onions are growing. The cilantro has gone to seed, and you see these little bulbs on there. So I'm just going to keep this here because I hope to harvest some seeds. The eggplant is doing well. It's getting bigger, and I finally have some yellow squash that are forming. I have seen some little ones growing the last time I was here, and it's gotten a little bigger. So I think I'm gonna harvest that today. And yeah, so things are coming along. The jalapenos are still hanging in there. I have a bunch of purslane that's growing in here, so I think I'm gonna harvest that and give some to my co-workers. Apparently, in the Mexican culture, they use this to make certain salsas and things. So I'm gonna take some of this to work and see if I can give it away. The sweet potatoes have started really taking off in the pots over here, and these vines and everything. I have some netting that I think I'm going to try to put up today that will help kind of calm that overgrowth of these vines. The tomatoes are growing. See there, they're coming along. So I'm excited about that. And yeah. Oh, and the cucumbers. I was like, what is this? So I do have some flowers for the cucumbers. Oh, there's one. It's trying to start. So that's exciting. So yeah, so let me pan back out here so you can see. I have quite a bit of weeding to do today, but I'm out here pretty early, so shouldn't be too bad. I had pulled all that vine off the divider there, and it's a shame because it produces these pretty flowers, but it takes over the garden. And even back there in the corner there, I had pulled all that out, and it's grown back. So I'm gonna probably have to put some of this netting up to try to prevent the overgrowth. But I will show you the finished product. Oh, that is my cauliflower back there. Unfortunately, I don't see any cauliflower developing, but I have heard that you can eat the leaves like cabbage. So I think I'm gonna cut some of the leaves back and try them out, see how they taste. And maybe if I cut it back, maybe I'll get some cauliflower. I don't know, but finally got a few dahlias, so that's exciting. And this one is growing too. I see buds, but no flower yet. So looking forward to seeing that in the coming weeks. And the mint, they say, it kind of will take over, but I like it. I do like it. I add it to my I've been making a lot of hibiscus tea this summer, and so I added to that, and it's a really nice flavor. So, and I have a neighbor who enjoys it, so I take her some every time I come to the garden. All right, well, let me get busy and we'll follow up in a little bit. Bye. Okay, so weeding is completed. As you can see, I cleared out a lot of the weeds. My sweet potatoes are taking off. And I do have one tomatillo plant in there. I'm letting that stay, but they typically like to take over. So I'm gonna let this one stay and allow it to do its thing here. This is one. And the cucumbers have kind of started traveling over to the tower here and combining with the tomatoes, so that's a good thing. And the squash now has room to branch out, and the eggplant keeps producing flowers but no fruit yet. It's had a few purple buds on here, but then it doesn't form into the fruit, so we'll wait and see what happens with that. The jalapeno is hanging in there. I transplanted it. It was over here by the flowers, but I accidentally pulled it out, and then I just put it back in the ground. So we have a little visitor. Hello there. So anyway, I cut some of the cauliflower leaves. I'm gonna cook them up and see how they taste, and took some lettuce for this week for some salads. Took one of the broccoli crowns. The other ones, they look a little, this one looks a little yuck. I don't know what's going on in there, but I cut a little piece off, but I'm not going to take all of it. And I'm going to put something down to treat these white flies that seem to love to hang out on my broccoli leaves. And oh, I got a couple visitors now, 2 of them. Anyway, so I harvested a bunch of the purslane, and I'm going to take that to work. A bunch of mint for my neighbor. That's a bonus cucumber that grew into my plot as I found when I was weeding. And I have a squash under there and a pickle, well, a cucumber, and a onion that I pulled up. So now I'm gonna put this covering down and to try to keep these weeds at bay, and then try to put some wood chips on top of that. But that is the pile of weeds that I pulled up, and you see all this purslane that's growing wild. Look at all this. This is all edible. For years I thought that was just a weed, but then I bought a plant one time that was this, and this actually sprouts beautiful flowers. So the one that I got had the flowers on it, and they were really interesting because they would close up at night and then open back up in the morning. So that was pretty neat. But anyway, let me get back to work. All right, I'll show you the finished product. Okay, bye. So I just filled this wheelbarrow with wood chips that I'm going to put down over top of the netting that I bought to keep the weeds away. I should have done this at the beginning of the season, but I don't know. I just didn't have the energy. But I'm doing it now because I'm tired of having to weed all the time. I don't know what kind of fruit tree this is, but I don't know. Maybe it's peaches. I'm not sure. I have an app that I can scan it to find out what kind of tree this is, so I'll check that out. So I was correct. This is a peach tree, and there are a lot of peaches growing on here, so that's going to be exciting. Hopefully they will be ready to eat soon. So I'm about to spray some of this neem oil on my broccoli and cabbage leaves. This will help keep the insects away, and it's safe. It controls black spot, powdery, mildew, rust, spider mites, aphids, whiteflies, and other insect pests. And then this one I use in the house for my house plants, but I figured I could sprinkle some on the ground underneath the plants, because for whatever reason the whiteflies really love the cabbage leaves. So I sprinkled some of that down, and then I watered, so that should start to take effect. And then I'm gonna spray the cabbage leaves and broccoli with the neem oil. It definitely does not smell pleasant, but apparently the flies and whatnot don't care for it. So give this a good spritz. And hopefully this will stop them from hanging out in here. Okay, so I am finished for today. Got everything weeded and put down my protective barrier and put wood chips all down. I need to come back and use a few more zip ties to secure the tarp here. I'm going to secure it at the tops and the bottoms but I don't think I'll be doing that today because this has been some hard work, and I am going to relax for a little while. But yeah, everything is coming along nicely. I got a nice harvest today, so I will be preparing some of that for this week. I get so much joy out of gardening. I really do, and I'm trying to educate myself and learn about harvesting the seeds, because I read an article where they were talking about how slowly but surely they are genetically modifying the fruits and vegetables to be all seedless, and that way we won't be able to grow our own food, and therefore we have to eat whatever is produced, possibly in a lab somewhere, and sold to us. And I truly believe, and this is just my opinion, but I believe that Big Pharma is in cahoots, with the farm industry, with the meat industry, and they're, in their own way, poisoning the food so that we stay sick and we continue to need medication, and that is very sad. So if you can, start your own garden, start growing your own fruits and vegetables, I highly recommend that you do so. Try to get organic seeds if you can. Share with your neighbors, with your friends, harvest the seeds and do a seed swap, because it really matters. Our health and our safety really matters, and I just wonder who really has our best interests in mind. Is it about people, or is it about money and how much money can go in certain people's pockets? I don't know, but this is not man-made. This is designed by God, and it was created with seeds so that we can continue to grow and cultivate and live off the land, and that's what we need to keep doing. We need to teach our children, teach each other how to grow things, and there are plenty of resources out here, in person or online, where we can learn how to grow things. I guess eventually I'll get into learning how to freeze dry things and canning and all that good stuff to keep what we grow viable, edible, and everything. But look how beautiful. These are my neighbors' gardens, and I'm just in awe. They're so neat and organized, and everything is, in the right place. But me, I just plop it in the ground, and it still grows. So I should focus on getting a little bit more aesthetically pleasing with my gardening, but it is what it is. I still enjoy it though. So yeah. Oh, I see they put cardboard down to help with the weeds too. Yeah, I think to do that, but hopefully I've used this other stuff before, so I know it does help minimize the weed growth, so that will be a good thing. Okay, now it's time to go home, take a shower, and get something to eat. All right, have Happy Sunday.